Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Happy Friday. With it being Friday again, that means it's time for another episode of ye old weekly beauty chit chat. If you're newer around here, this is a long running series where I just chit chat about all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was personally loving or obsessing about over the course of the past week. So makeup, hair care, skincare, body care, perfume, you know, all of the fun, frivolous, and completely unnecessary things in life. So I actually skipped this video last week because my mama was visiting, but definitely wanted to share this week's faves with you guys. So as always, I will list and link everything that I'm sharing in the description box below this video. If you'd like to know where to purchase any of these items, read up other people's reviews, look at in-depth ingredient information, all that jazz, check out the description box. Always a plethora of information. I'm a bit of a deal hunter myself, so I always try to make sure that I find any of the things that I am mentioning on sale if they happen to be on sale. So anyway, I hope you guys had a really good week. I had a good week myself, but it's still pretty busy work-wise, so I haven't had a ton of time to myself over the course of the last week here, but I do get Sunday off this week, so I'm looking forward to that. We have a big holiday party on Saturday, so I have to work this Saturday, but totally fine. I know that things are definitely gonna slow down after about the third week of December, and the last week and a half of the year, I am going to be completely off of work. So I'm just gonna look forward to that. Let me know how you are doing in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to let me know what you were loving this past week in terms of the fun, frivolous, and completely unnecessary. I always really like seeing what you guys are using in terms of makeup and hair care and things like that. So let me know in the comments. And let's go ahead and dive into this week's favorites, because there were some good finds this week. So let's go ahead and dive in. Per usual, let's go ahead and start off by talking about the smells. So let's dig into the perfume favorites from this past week. The first one I'm gonna mention is a fragrance that I loved back in the early 2000s, and it's still a fragrance that I have in my collection. It's Calvin Klein Euphoria. How long has it been since you've seen this bottle anywhere? Probably quite some time. I don't even know if this is currently still available, but if you are looking for something heavy, spicy, and definitely something that gives off some true unisex vibes, you're gonna wanna check out Calvin Klein Euphoria. Again, if you can still even get it. I don't know how old this bottle is, but this still smells exactly like it did back when I bought it. So yeah, I've used a decent amount of this bottle here. And it's one of those fragrances that just kind of takes me back to a certain time in my life. This is definitely, I would say, a winter appropriate scent because of just the level of spiciness and the depth here. I'll have all of the notes going across the screen for this one because I don't remember them, to be perfectly honest, but it's just a really unique, heavier type of wintertime scent. And I don't reach for it too often, and I really wanted to start reaching for some fragrances in my collection that I don't wear on a regular basis. This is why I'm doing these monthly perfume baskets. Also, I realized that I have not shared a December version yet. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna kind of keep using the things that I have in my December perfume basket for another probably week or so here. And then mid-month, I'll switch it out and I'll take you guys into my closet again and we'll shop my stash. I also still have a lot of new perfumes that have come in recently that I want to review as well. So yeah, it is got a lot of perfume to talk about here. But if you just want to take a trip down memory lane and you wore this back in the like early 2000s, bust it out if you still have it, or if it's still available and you can get your hands on it, you should. It's really, really good. I love that one. Okay, this Paris Corner perfume, I've had this for a little while now, and I feel like I've made such a dent in this one. This is the Paris Corner Minya Caramel Dulce. I feel like this should be named something different because I don't really get like a ton of caramel out of this one. It's in there. It's definitely in there, but I feel like what makes this particular fragrance so special to me is specifically the chestnut note that's in here. It is absolutely beautiful. This is another one of those like heavier, like fall and winter type scents. And it's just also so cozy and beautiful. It definitely gives off gourmand vibes for sure, but very interesting and unique gourmand vibes. Like, I don't think I've smelled anything quite like this one, and if you've never tried it, you definitely should. Now, I recently purchased the Minya Coco Lush, I think it's called, which is kind of like a much more summery, I don't want to say version of this because it is kind of a different scent overall, but they're in the same like family, if you will. But yeah, I tell you what, this, if you've never tried it, if this is currently available, I just cannot recommend it enough. I have a discount code with Paris Corner. If this isn't on sale, you can apply that discount code and save yourself some extra money. This is absolutely worth checking out. It's beautiful. Another fragrance that I was wearing this week, I wore this one to work a couple of times, and while I was doing some deliveries, I got a couple compliments on this one. This is the Fleur Vanilla Skin. Now this is a very warm, very musky vanilla. It's definitely not a gourmand vanilla. I feel like it definitely has some like more like, not heavy floral vibes, but just like a hint of like an interesting floral component here, but also a lot of depth. It is a vanilla that is not necessarily going to be for everybody, I feel like. It's not like your typical gourmand where most people smell it and they're like, that smells like a cupcake, you know? It's a little deeper than that, a little bit more mature. And also, I would say this is also a great unisex fragrance as well. This is one where I started out with the travel size, and I feel like over the time that I've owned this travel size, I've kind of fallen more in love with this fragrance. And I think I definitely do want the full size of it. I really like this one because it's kind of a little bit along the same lines as the Nest Vanilla Bourbon, which is also really beautiful and like just amazing this time of year. A lot of depth to that fragrance, and same with this one. Beautiful, stunning. If you happen to be at the mall this weekend, pop into your local Sephora and check this out. I don't know if Fleur is sold at Ulta. I don't think it is. So I think you're gonna have to hit up Sephora for this one, but this is worth the little side quest to be able to stick your nose in it. It's amazing. Fleur really does make some great fragrances, and I look forward to trying some more from them in 2026. I'm so excited about the perfume year that is to come here. Lastly, I just put up my review of this yesterday. This is actually a new fragrance from Paris Corner. This is their December Amber, and oh, if you love amber, you're gonna wanna check this one out. This has amber in it. It also has a pretty, I would say, healthy dose of benzoin. That benzoin gives this one this very unique kind of like musky, almost like powdery type of vibe. Oh, it's just stunning. It's absolutely beautiful, you guys. In here is also, they list anise seed, which can give off a little bit of a licorice vibe. I do smell that in here, but it's not super potent. There's supposed to be apple in here. I don't actually smell the apple. Coconut is listed. I do get a little bit of a creamy coconut. It's just a really interesting fragrance that I think if you are just an amber lover in general, you gotta check it out. Under $35 on sale right now. This is a screaming deal. The full price, just the regular retail price, $37. This is a 2.9 ounce bottle of perfume. It's an eau de parfum formulation. It lasts all day on my skin. By all day, I mean like a work day, essentially. Yeah, this is fantastic. It's newer from Paris Corner, and this is definitely worth checking out, you guys. It's absolutely stunning. So those are the 4 perfumes that I was kind of going between this week. Now, this next item here is a body wash. Still kind of in the fragrance family, so I'm gonna slot it in here. I've actually already mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. This is the Philosophy Hydrating Body Wash. Is that what they're? Yeah, hydrating shower gel. There we go. With a skin hugging moisture complex, apparently. Anyway, this is the special cardamom delivery. I think this is a new scent from Philosophy. I don't think I've ever seen this one. You guys, this is so good. So the little description that they give here on the front of the bottle says, velvety, comforty. I can read, I promise. I'm doing this right after coming home from work, you guys. I had so many deliveries today, and I just had to pick about 7,000 pounds of glitter out of my pores before coming in here to do this video because I looked like a disco ball. So you're welcome for not blinding you. But anyway, yeah, it's been a long day is what I'm trying to say. Okay, velvety comforting, there we go. A velvety comforting scent hugged in a creamy blanket of toasted vanilla and almond milk. That was way harder than it needed to be. This is so delicious, you guys. If you love cardamom, this is the most perfectly spicy cardamom. This vanilla, I'm telling you right now. Now, I think that this 32 ounce size is already sold out. I got this for like 29 bucks or something. It was on sale, so good deal on this. Now, Philosophy also offers like a 2-pack of their 16 ounce bottles of body wash. And they did at one point, I don't know if it's sold out there now as well, but at one point they had the cardamom special delivery fragrance in that special as well. So if that is still available, I will link it down below because I think it was roughly the same price as the 32 ounce here. And like I said, it was 2 of their like 16 ounce body washes. So you don't get the big bottle with the pump that way, but still a pretty good deal. So however you can get your hands on this special cardamom delivery, I think I keep calling it cardamom special delivery. Cardamom, look for cardamom. That's what you need to look for. It is fabulous. I'm a huge fan of this. Next, I want to dig into some makeup because I recently bought some new makeup. I shouldn't have. I don't need any new makeup. I have enough makeup, but I was placing an order on the Laura Geller website to pick up 3 more of my beloved Laura Geller Balance and Brighten Powder Foundation, which was on a fabulous discount over there. So whenever there's a really significant sale on the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten, because I go through so many of these a year, I typically will buy several when there is a good sale so that I have them on hand. So I think I might actually have enough on hand at this point to get me through most of 2026, which is fabulous. one less thing for me to have to buy next year. I might have to buy one or two towards the end of the year, but for the most part, I think I have most of the year covered now. And then I also, because I think they're discontinuing this, I get the vibe that they are. I don't think they've said anything, but this is the Baked Blurring and Setting Powder. I got the shade Porcelain Fair. I tried this for the first time, I think it was earlier this year or late last year. It's a setting powder, and it's just a really like perfect color match for me, and it gives such a beautiful, like, almost glow to the skin. It'll definitely also help with blurring the look of your pores and like helping to diffuse, you know, the look of it, the texture on your skin just a little bit. It doesn't cling to dry spots. It's just a really good setting powder. And yeah, it's a really low price point right now. So I was like, I wonder if they're discontinuing this. So anyway, I picked up, I think a couple, I think I picked up actually 3 or 4 of these. So anyway, while I was getting these two things, let's get to the point of this story. I also picked up an eyeshadow palette. Now, I didn't need another eyeshadow palette. I have so many. I've really slowed my roll on my makeup spending because I just started to realize that makeup, it lasts too darn long to be buying like a new eyeshadow palette every single month. So that being said, I picked up an eyeshadow palette from Laura Geller, but only because it was literally dirt cheap. This was, I think, under $15. And I do actually like the Laura Geller eyeshadow formulation. Now, what I am going to tell you is that they're not crazy pigmented, but these are perfect shadows for like a quick everyday look to help you look polished. And I figured this is the kind of palette that, one, I could maybe take on vacation. If something happens to it, I wouldn't be too devastated. And it's going to give me some good, like, pretty looks every single day. Or on days where I'm going to work, like today, I am wearing this palette. And it was really easy for me to get this eye look this morning. And yeah, it's not like super prominent, right? Well, that was the point. I didn't want to look, you know, super done up today. But this is the Laura Geller, the Delectables Madison Ave, there we go, Madison Ave Mattes 14 Baked Eyeshadow Collection. Definitely some cheap packaging here. It's cardboard and, you know, not like the nicest cardboard, but I do really like these shadows. So she obviously uses a baked formulation, like I said. These are so pretty. They're very neutral, very matte. I have just been mixing these darker shades in my crease and then using these lighter shades on the lid, and to kind of just brighten this whole eye area up. These two shades here at the end are perfect for that. These shades here are kind of nice to help with that transition in the crease with that gradient going up to the brows. This is a great eyeshadow palette for the price point, which I said was basically dirt cheap. I think it's worth it for the sale price, basically. So again, another palette that if I want to travel with it and something happens, I won't be super heartbroken because I didn't pay a ton of money for this one. And it is going to give me some really pretty eye looks that are very consistent, while looking very natural and kind of neutral. It does last all day long. Now, I do use an eye primer, so I still have somewhat oilier eyelids. They're not nearly as oily as they used to be, but I still use a primer, and that definitely keeps things on all day and just looking pretty and polished, which is what I wanted this palette for. Also, grabbed another lip product, which again, didn't need, but I think this was like on sale for $6. It was so inexpensive, you guys. I decided to try it. Now, I don't remember what this lipstick line is called because it's not on the bottom. I know the name, but I'll put an annotation for what this lipstick line is called because she has a couple. I really love her Italian marble lipsticks as well. Definitely worth checking those out. This is this shade is called a Latte Love, as in like latte coffee. I have it on my lips now. I do often get questions about, you know, what lip product I'm wearing. I very rarely like remember. So if you see this, like this particular color on my lips over the course of like December here, I'm probably gonna be reaching for this quite a bit because again, it's just an easy everyday lip color that I can pop on before leaving the house for work to help kind of polish off the rest of my makeup look here and help me look put together. But it's not super like obnoxiously pigmented. So let me just kind of show you here. I'll reapply a little over top. It's not crazy, right? Like there's not a ton of color payoff, just enough though. This is almost like, for me, a your lips but better type color. So really, really beautiful, neutral, rosy brown, and not too brown. Just really pretty. So love this, love the formulation. Feels like a balm. I think their balm might be in the title of this. It really is not meant to be like a high coverage lipstick. So if that's what you're looking for, skip it. That's not what this is. And then also on top of that, I have really enjoyed putting my City Beauty plumping oil because during the colder weather months, we're barreling towards winter here, my lips do tend to get somewhat dry, and this has been my favorite lip oil because it's so insanely nourishing, and it just plumps my lips up so beautifully just from moisture. This is not like, this doesn't have any like of those like lip plumping ingredients, but it's just from having hydrated, moisturized lips basically, and it just makes your lips look better overall, I think. So you can tell that I've definitely been applying this over top of the lipstick because the applicator has the lipstick on both sides. So I'm totally contaminating this like clear gloss here, but I don't care. I'm the only person using it, so whatever. But if you need a lip oil that actually works and deeply hydrates and nourishes your lips, check this out. I have a discount code with City Beauty. This is really worth investing in if you have a lot of struggles with severely dry lips over the course of the winter. I've actually had Stella use this a few times because when she is walking to school in the winter, she kind of likes walking to school in the morning. I feel like it helps her kind of prepare for the day. Most days after school, if I'm home from work, I'll go pick her up. So don't make her walk home in the afternoon, but in the morning, she does enjoy walking to school. And the thing about that though is it does get quite cold here in Oregon, especially in the mornings. And so if she's licking her lips and then that cold air is hitting them, she's licking her lips again, and it just leads to that vicious cycle of those severely dry, chapped lips. I have her pop this on and it's like a miracle. It just seems to heal her lips. So this is definitely worth looking into. Okay. I have really been loving this Patrick Star, well, it's the One Size brand, but Patrick Star is the creator of this particular brand. This is the Boucle Silk Cellulose Airbrushed Powder in the shade Fair. I gotta tell you, the more that I use this one, the more that I really like how this blurs the look of my pores. It helps my makeup like hold up so well throughout the day. I put this makeup on at 6 o'clock this morning, you guys, at 6 in the morning, and this is still holding up very well. I'm obviously a little shiny here on my forehead, but I can just take, here, let's do a little touch up. This is the Fenty Beauty little sponge. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and pop that onto my forehead. And whoa, I love how that just killed that little bit of shine that was up there. Let's do just a touch more on the outside here. Look how nicely that just like took away that shine, evened things out just a little bit again. Like, it's great for touch-ups. It's great for like the start of the day. It just makes my skin look really, really pretty. And the shade Fair is perfect for my pasty self. So if you've never tried this, absolutely would recommend it. I just really love how this sits on the skin and how nice and even this makes my skin look. I would say it even provides a little bit of extra coverage for my melasma, which hasn't flared too much lately, but I mean, just you wait. The stress will do it to me now. So we might get a melasma flare at some point this month because, well, it's December. Can you guys believe that it's December? I am having a real hard time with how fast this year flew by. It's absolutely crazy to me. Anyway, one more makeup item that I want to mention. I really haven't used this very often since purchasing it many moons ago. This is the Viseart Bijou Royal Palette. I don't even know if they still make this one, but I wanted to make it a point to use some of these fun shades in here throughout the fall and winter season. So I have been using specifically this green shade a little bit more. It's a very interesting green. It looks really, really pigmented and like intense on that swatch there. But I have been applying this to my lid and then like blending it out a little bit up towards the crease. And it just gives such a pretty look. Like it doesn't look nearly as intense on the eyes as you might think. And then I also used this shade right here in my crease, and this shade and this green one were really, really pretty together. There's also some nice like taupey shades in this one that I've been playing with a little bit as well. I don't know, this is a great palette. Like I said, I think that Viseart may have discontinued this one. I bought it more than a couple, I bought it a few years ago and just really loved the color story, but didn't reach for it a whole lot. And then got inspired. I finally got inspired by this one. So I'm gonna keep sporting this one probably for the remainder of the month here. Another eyeshadow actually that I was thinking about that I haven't used in a while is MAC's Cranberry. Do I even still have that? I do. Here it is. I don't have a lot of MAC eyeshadows left in my collection, but MAC Cranberry I decided to keep. This is another shade that I need to play with a little bit more, maybe for the remainder of this month. I love this cranberry. It's so, so pretty. Let's see. Yeah. Don't mind that green on my pointer finger, but isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, yeah, definitely need that. We are doing a holiday party at our house next weekend. I think I'm gonna try to use this for a fun, like festive Christmas eye look for the party. All right, just a couple more items here. In terms of skincare, I decided to go ahead and bust out the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow PHA plus BHA Pore Tight Toner. I had this in my backup stash. I recently finished the Paula's Choice 2% BHA exfoliant. I think that's, yeah, the 2% BHA exfoliant, the liquid. We all know the charcoal colored bottle, that one. I just shared that in my empties earlier this week that I finished that. Now I do have a backup of the Paula's Choice BHA. I always have a backup on hand of that one. But this is the BHA that is in the Glow Recipe formulation. I think is only 1% if I remember correctly. So it almost is even a little bit more gentle than the Paula's Choice. And at this point, I feel like this is definitely going to be enough for me because my skin isn't nearly as oily or greasy as it used to be. I don't feel like I deal quite as much with the sebaceous filaments, the blackheads, things like that, but I do still use BHA to maintain my skin. So I have been using this for the last couple days. Earlier this week, I was really tired at the end of the day and I went to sleep without washing my makeup off. I very, very rarely do that, but usually whenever I do that, I will wake up with a couple of breakouts. And I did get a couple of pimples like here in this area on my, like along my jawline. So yeah, I've been using this especially here and just kind of concentrating it. And I feel like it has already calmed. They're not huge pimples. They were just like a couple of like smaller whiteheads that popped up. Definitely from not washing my face. So lesson learned. I don't know, but sometimes I just get so stinking tired that like every once in a while I'll do that where I'll brush my teeth and not wash my face and literally just go to sleep. I don't recommend it, but yeah, it will result in a couple of pimples, especially if I'm, you know, like sleeping on my side. So had to fix those, but they've already calmed down since just kind of working this into them a little bit. So this is really great. If you need something even more gentle than the Paula's Choice, try this Glow Recipe formulation. I think it is fantastic. And the very last thing that I want to mention is the Pureology Color Fanatic 21 Essential Benefits Multitasking Leave-In Spray. This bad boy right here. I got the big Mama Jama. I have used this on and off for many years at this point. I recently finished the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Oil leave-in, and I figured I'm gonna go back to an old standby for a little bit here. I love this one, you guys. There's all sorts of benefits to this. It's supposed to prime your hair, protect it, perfect it. So it helps with heat protection. I think this also helps with UV protection. Wait, don't quote me on that. Nope, that's not one of the things. I made that up. I think that's a different leave-in. But it helps to detangle. It helps to preserve the color vibrancy if you color your hair. Clearly, I do not. I am gray as the day is long. If you're new here, this is natural. I didn't do this on purpose. I just went gray early in life and I gave up. So I embraced it and I'm really happy with my gray hair, so it's fine. You don't have to feel sorry for me. Weightlessly conditions, primes hair for styling, helps protect from external stressors. This just gives excellent heat damage control. It provides excellent protection from your hairdryer, your curling iron, your waver, your straightener, whatever it is that you use. So I blow dry my hair most days. So this really helps to protect my fine, thin, naturally gray hair. So that's good stuff. If you've never tried that particular leave-in, never weighs my hair down, smells like $1,000,000, which is important to me. Might not be important to you, but I do love the way that this one smells. And it's just been a great product that I have repurchased many times over. Pureology in general is a great hair care brand. I imagine that probably at the start of the year, Ulta will do their like hair care event again. Typically, I will buy this when it is on sale during the Ulta like different hair care events that they have throughout the year. So you could probably wait until January and get that on maybe like a better sale or something. But also there's a lot of holiday kits out from Pureology right now that also contain a full size, not quite this big of a size, but definitely a full size of the Color Fanatic leave-in. So that's another way to try it as well. I would recommend the Hydrate line. Definitely still my favorite, but also the volume's really good too. All of the lines from Pureology are fantastic. And that's everything that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to go and I think I'm gonna wash my face because I had a little surprise waiting for me at my doorstep when I got home from work today. The new Shark, why am I having a brain fart again? I know, it's been a long day, that's why. I'll put the name of it. The Shark, like, I was gonna say water dermabrasion. That's not what it is. Doesn't matter. I got a new skincare device. Ulta had it on sale, and then I used my points. I got that device for under $100. It was a screaming deal. So anyway, I'm gonna use that and hopefully get some more of this glitter out of my pores here because I am covered in glitter from decorating all these Christmas trees. So I think I've had my fill of glitter this year. You'd probably harvest about a pound of it from my lungs, I think. So, all right, have a really great weekend. Let me know what you are loving in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys being here. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, all that stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.